That's from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Oh.
I think that's one of the most quoted lines. Like, it don't matter. None of this matters. That's actually from the movie.
Who's your favorite character in Aqua Teen?
Probably Frylock. He's the one. I mean, like, he's the one character that's the straight man, like a straight man surrounded by like psychotic idiots.
I agree.
There's actually, I mean, I have to send this to you later, but someone took audio from a couple of scenes from one of the Aqua Teen episodes, and like animated Kirby characters saying the lines. So like, Frylock voices DDD. Shake voices DDD.
Yeah,
Frylock voices Meta Knight, and Kirby is voiced by Meatwad.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and it's like Kirby's not supposed to talk, but in this case, I'll allow it because it does fit really well.
My God, it's kind of weird that Kirby was in a Zelda game.
Because Link's Awakening just came out.
Yeah, you know that he was actually in the original as a bit of a joke, since the original is basically a ROM hack.
Yeah, and Goombas are in that too.
Yoshi's?
Yeah.
And technically Princess Peach makes a cameo, but it's supposed to be a joke about a woman sending a picture of someone who's definitely not... Catfishing. It's a catfishing joke.
Yeah, I haven't heard any reviews about it, but I have heard reviews, actually. It's good.
Yeah, same here over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
I haven't played. I don't plan to play it in the future. And like I said, I've got like a ton of backlog games.
You know what game dropped onto my backlog? And growing up in our household, it was a Pokemon household.
Mm-hmm.
But fucking Digimon New Order, or Next Order, it's a remake of the original one, but instead of you having a whiny, pissy baby, you got a baby that just grows up to fucking anime murder gods. And I never realized how kind of awesome Digimon was.
Yeah, I would love to see more Digimon games. I think there's a new anime coming out
You know what bugs
year.
me about JRPGs? Bugs are always weak in JRPGs. And it's kind of weird to me.
And then, like, Digimon, you got, like, Stingmon, who I guess digivolves from, if I remember correctly, from the animated series, evolves from like Caterpillarmon or whatever.
Yeah,
he's like the servant to the evil guy in the second series.
You know, we need to, like, I want to do like...
I try to downplay my nerdiness by saying, I think I remember a little bit about
But you know, you dead know, right? Mm-hmm. You know what else? Like, I want to do, like, here's my pitch. It's a Sailor Moon style anime. All the characters are given bug shit. Like, you know, instead of like Sailor Jupiter, it's like Sailor Centipede and Sailor Dung Beetle.
I want to say that's already been done. I've only basing it off of like Kamen Rider.
Oh.
Because Sailor
Moon. No, but they're girls, and it's like, and I don't know.
I mean, like, there's probably been a Kamen Rider version of Magical Girl show, because like Sailor Moon was like this Super Sentai version of Magical Girls.
I just want to have the Dung Beetle character have something like the World or some shit like that.
Instead of like throwing a steamroller, he throws a big pile of poo.
Or like there's a little boy character, a little girl, but like, hey, you know, I'm fucking 40. I got primordial dwarfism, bitch. And he walks away.
And you just hear ara ara in the distance.
Yeah, like he chain smokes in the background. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. But yeah, welcome to the Monkey Bar.
Yeah, welcome. It's been a while since we've made an official welcome to our viewers.
Well, we should do that more often.
I mean, I kind of think it's a little gimmicky, but we can keep doing it if that's all right with you. I don't know. Like, I don't really care.
I was trying to be polite.
Yeah, we're not trying to impress our viewers here. We just do this to, like, shoot the shit.
You know what? I finally got to see the Jenny Tartakovsky.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I had it right once.
Genndy Tartakovsky.
Primal. I have never, like, I sit down and I'm like, oh my God, it's a new Godzilla. I can wait till that comes out, but we got a fucking caveman riding on a mammoth's head, punching its eye out while a fucking T-Rex double teams it. And the best part is I saw the clip of the mother and the two babies, and get the other two. Did you see the part where they bit the snout? Mm-hmm. That is extremely accurate theropod face biting. I know it's not going to be scientifically accurate, but they got that detail right. I'm impressed.
I mean, you got a caveman fighting dinosaurs. There's not much scientifically accurate about that.
But when they slip it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, speaking of... because you're talking about the newest trailer. I haven't seen the newest trailer.
I saw I think it's the newest.
You know when that's coming out?
October 7th, it looks like.
Okay. So it's not right around the corner then. Also, I heard that I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's the end of October, or maybe it's next year. I don't know, somewhere in that time span. But there's going to be an Uzumaki miniseries.
Oh my!
The Junji Ito
Yeah.
story. And like it's going to be because I know that the Junji Ito collection was an anime that was released last year or early this year.
Okay.
It was, I heard it was really bad. Like the animation is terrible. But this Uzumaki trailer was really good. It's got a soundtrack done by the guy who did the soundtrack for Hereditary. I didn't see Hereditary, but going by the song they used in the trailer, like it's really promising.
I saw a couple reviews of Hereditary. I tend to watch a review before I watch a horror film, because like I'm weird with horror.
Yeah,
I like Junji Ito, and like if I kind of like your work or kind of like your genre, I'll insist in it was awful. I'll say it was okay. That's me being polite. If I have no love, oh my god. I gotta tell you this. Did you see the half in the bag for the new John Travolta movie?
Oh yeah.
I was screaming. The word is fucking autistic. I went to fucking school.
I think they said autism at one point.
Yeah, but they kept like.
They said Asperger's or.
Yeah, it was weird. There was something about the review that I just had to like. Oh, this is an okay one.
Like, what did you think of their John Travolta's performance? Do you think that was accurate?
Weirdly, yes and no. He has an autistic son, like really low on the spectrum. So like, it was like a Schrodinger's cat of good. It's good, but it isn't.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah. I was actually just thinking before I left that the half in the bag, or like Red Letter Media in general. I've noticed that they're like starting to use Mr. Plinkett less and less.
I think like.
Have you noticed that in the when they start the reviews, the half in the bag, they usually use have Mike say a Mr. Plinkett thing, but they've just been using the audio from the trailers, lines from the trailers, and there hasn't been a official Plinkett review in a while. I don't even think that Rich Evans has done the Mr. Plinkett getup in a while in the skits. I don't know if they're like moving away from that, trying to like rebrand or something.
I wouldn't mind if they did. Like AVGN rebranded pretty well.
Yeah, and I think that Mr. Plinkett has sort of run its course.
Maybe they could have him like die off in an episode.
Yeah, that would be funny. They could pull it out.
No, what they do is like you have this really sad like, and you know, they go, who died? Mr. Plinkett walks in and fucking gets shot.
Oh yeah,
just like his head blown off his shoulders.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
God. I like the Plinkett review kind of once in a while, but I can see how it can be kind of tiring for them to make.
And there's been like a ton of people who are doing that long form essay stuff, like Your Movie Sucks. I think that in the Last Jedi Plinkett review, they sort of they alluded to all these different channels, like I Hate Everything, YMS, like just picking up the slack, and it doesn't seem like. Like, I would like to see another Plinkett review, maybe a final one to close things out, or even if they can keep it going, then I'd be all right with that.
I'd rather have something end short but perfect than have it go long and miserable.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with YouTube stuff because that stuff is meant to be like put out like consistently. It's harder to draw the line from what I've seen than it is like with a TV show. It's hard. Like usually with a TV show, it's like okay, like 5 seasons or like 10 seasons. That's where we draw the line. We should cut it off there. But with YouTube, there doesn't seem to be that strict of a time frame. You can't really easily like even if it's like a high production thing, it's hard to like separate into like seasons. I don't know. I guess it's just not that strict.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, what comes to mind is that guy with the glasses, actually. Ooh. Did you hear about the Nostalgia Critic, The Wall review?
No.
Like, it was basically just a parody music video. It wasn't even a review, but it was branded like a review. And after this, they actually got the lead singer from Slipknot to guest star in this thing.
A shame.
Yeah. And like at the end. The guy is like Doug. He's like, you didn't even review this. This was just a musical. And then Doug's like, it's an okay movie. It's good. It's artistic. Blah blah blah. He basically just sums it up in like 10 seconds.
Oh wait, when you were saying The Wall, I thought you were talking about the movie with the dinosaurs and the Chinese wall, not the Pink Floyd movie.
No, it was the Pink Floyd movie.
I apologize. Like,
So they were doing like this whole musical thing, that, like they're basically just doing a parody of a bunch of songs from the movie, the album, and it's basically just like this really self-indulgent, like really terribly made thing. Doug can't sing. I mean, that goes without saying. But
Doug's weird. There's something about him, like...
Yeah, like, you sent me the infamous Photoshop of him, like, bald.
I have only seen that recently, and it fucking spooked me. Yeah. I didn't know it was him. I thought it was a picture of some, like, skinhead or something.
Like, I think he recently shaved his beard, so, like, that Photoshop is actually accurate, all except for the eyebrows. He still has eyebrows for now. But he looks like you ever seen the movie Powder?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I tried referencing Powder, and no one got it, and I felt really sad.
Like, I only saw Powder, I think it was when I was, like, 17. They were showing it in, like, this community room, and it was, like, really weird.
My grandmother loved the movie because she thought it was cool. Then she found out albino people really, really fucking hate it. Did you know the director was not allowed to be on set when there's a kid on set at the same time? Because of a sexual scandal.
No way. A Hollywood director is part of a sexual scandal? I am shocked.
I'm just picturing he's standing like 40 feet away with a little pole at the end of the camera.
Yeah, he went on to become the inventor of the selfie stick.
I can use this somehow.
We're having a giveaway. Send me pictures of your feet.
Oh. That was a low joke. God. Do you know what I love about Powder, though? Is that when he got struck by lightning and disappeared back into the... And they sort of... Remember that scene?
Yeah.
Like, are they trying to imply he's like an elemental being of some sort, or like...
Yeah, like, he has, like, electricity powers or something.
Yeah, he'd be a fucking awesome X-Men member.
I was gonna say, like, do you think he, like, was Cole McGrath's grandfather or something?
I want that crossover. Just like fucking Cole McGrath meets, like... No, like, actually, maybe that would be as, like... Wait, what year is Infamous?
What's current day? So it would be, like... Powder would be his father.
Yeah,
so
I still want to see...
That was like in 2009 was when it was released. So.
God. I remember the Reaper gang characters. Do you remember them? They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, they have cool designs. I like how every enemy faction was color-coded.
I really liked the homeless people, too.
Mm-hmm. Those were the
Dust one.
Yeah, Alden's, the Dustmen.
Infamous would be a cool universe to explore. I don't like the setting of... Last Son.
Second Son.
Second Son.
I mean, I like Second Son, but I will agree that it's less comic booky than 1 or 2.
Yeah, like, if you... Like, you could make a music video out of a world of Infamous 1 and 2. Like, Infamous needs a punk rock song during the middle of it. Or it could be a really good setup for a Primus music video.
I mean, a lot of the music in the first Infamous game, it has this sort of punk, industrial flavor to it.
I also love his official superhero name, the Electric Man.
I think Battery Man was another thing that they said.
Yeah. I also liked the twist about that, like, you know, the Confederate dude being a fucking dinosaur monster thing. Actually, the Infamous one, like, I like Infamous 2 a little bit more, but I prefer the enemies of 1.
Yeah.
I think
they're more
2 had better bosses, but 1 had better designs for enemies.
Yeah. They only had, like, the 2, like, enemy types in Infamous 2, right?
Like,
there was the
monsters, and they had the freezing guys.
Yeah. Or did they have, like, the, like, containment suit guys in 2?
I think so. They had the Confederates, the mutants, and the ice dudes.
Okay, so they had more than, like, I remember.
I think that was it, though.
Yeah, I would like to see that remastered, or at least get my PS3 to work again so I can play the first 2 again.
You know, oh man, you know what game I really want to be brought in, like, PS4 or whatever? Metal Gear Solid 4.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of miss that game.
I mean, I imagine that once Konami starts hemorrhaging money, which who knows when that'll happen, they'll... Like,
all of a sudden there'll be a mass pachinko flop.
I mean, the pachinko games, they seem to be making them, like, boatloads of money, so... I don't know.
In other news, Monkey Bar creates an official pachinko company.
Yeah.
If you hit it, we say vaguely offensive quotes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you hit the jackpot, I'll say the N-word. But segueing from that, I want to talk about Comicsgate for a second. Because, recently, it looks like it's collapsing now. It's pretty much in its death rattles now. Cyberfrog was finally released, and it's really, really bad. The printers, like, I guess Ethan Van Sciver cheaped out on the printers, so, like, a ton of these copies are, like, ink damaged. They look like they were... It doesn't look like water damage, but, like, a lot of the print, like, the pages are, like, wrinkled and, like, they look like they've been soaked in some, like, the ink too long.
Oh, I'd be fucking furious.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, he said that it was going to be 88 pages long, but it actually is only like 48 pages with like 20 pages of like sketches. As Thomas Royalop describes it, the drum solos of comics.
Okay, if it's really good art and like maybe 4 or 5 pages of sketches, I can get behind it. Mm-hmm. Fucking 20?
Yeah, it's either 40 or 60. I can't remember, like, the amount of actual story pages. And it ends on a cliffhanger, which is making people believe that, like, he was under some pressure to, like, release it because it was, like, a year after the Indiegogo fulfillment. Mm-hmm. But, like, some people were finally, like, sending him, reporting him to Indiegogo because he was, like, starting all these other campaigns for, like, variant covers. And so yeah, it looks like he just was like, fine, here's something, and you're like, a cliffhanger is an ending, right? So
no, it's not. It's a fucking cock teasing story format.
I mean, it would be a cock tease if it were any like
good story
pleasure to read, but.
There's some mentally challenged kids who are like, hey, what's this? I like this.
I mean, there's plenty of people who are defending. I mean, that's not a big surprise.
Cyberfrog is a fucking ugly design. Did he try and fix it?
Like, I remember, like, his original design, it had Cyberfrog with a robotic penis.
I am not surprised.
Yeah. I want to say that...
I wonder how many 90s comic artists were really closeted furries.
I mean, like... I guess Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles opened the floodgates for like the non-ironic crowd.
Hey, what's this?
But I guess Cyberfrog was initially in the '90s. It was initially going to be it was supposed to be a parody of TMNT and Battletoads, and there was already a ton of better parodies of TMNT. Like I want to see if I can get this name right. Adolescent superpowered ninjutsu squirrels or something, hamsters. It was like a bunch of those kinds of comics, and EVS, he was trying to make his one super serious. It's like, no, I don't care.
No. See, that's the issue I have with Orca, because I have Orca on the backslog. Mm-hmm. Orca's a character.
If it's slip of the tongue there, backslog.
Backslog?
Backslog, he said. Like it's a slog to get through.
Kind of. I'll be out over the backslog. But the thing is, I have to make a balance with Orca. Because Orca's a triple layer parody. It's a parody of 90s comics, modern comics, and the fucking issue with trying to revive a dead genre. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Like with Cyberfrog, like a couple of months from now, like given like how it's going to pan out, you might want to like take a look and see like what the reception, if that is possible to revive this genre.
Oh, my goal isn't to revive it. Mm-hmm. My goal is to dig up its dying, decaying body and burn it at the stake.
Right.
But at the same time, I have to make sure I'm not falling for... I don't want to be the pot calling the kettle black.
Right.
You know what else always bugs me about these guys is that they don't see the irony of their work, sort of. Mm-hmm. They don't see that, hey man, this is awesome, we got guns, yeah. Uh-huh. That's how I imagine all these people think.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to attempt to give a character study of EVS because, I mean, Thomas and the rest of the SWC gang have already, like, done a pretty thorough takedown of him. I know that, I saw the kills, like, Ethan Ralph's The Kill Stream, mm-hmm.
His
His podcast. EVS is, like, a recurring guest on there, but Thomas went on there and confronted Ethan about Ethan Van Sciver about, like, the comic not being done. So EVS actually turned on his webcam and angrily flipped through this proof copy, and Thomas was like, that's not 88 pages. I can see that's not 88 pages. And then Ethan was like getting even angrier because, of course, now we know he was getting called out on a lie correctly.
Yeah. Also, even Van Skyer's his name.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fucking villain name.
He even has his like signature tattooed on his arm.
Oh,
which is like
what
the most. That's like the most pathetic thing.
Like, maybe if it was a cool signature, but
like
no.
it's a try hard cool signature. It looks it's like a diamond with like his name. Like
when I was an annoying kid, I used to do like a Z with a Y in there, and the Y tip becomes the R, and I realized, oh, that's lame and try hard. And that's what I learned. Unless you're fucking unless you can take this ink and smack it 3 times and make an awesome 90s cover art, don't do that.
And I have kind of a like signature of my own that like it's the T and the S.
Yeah.
Like that's just something I just simplify. Like it was originally going to be like a T, like four vertical lines and then the S, but I actually simplified it because like it's like if I'm going to be signing a lot of stuff, then I want it to be like something I can do in like less than a second.
Yeah, but kind of the issue is that it's a cool symbol when you do it.
Well, thank you.
Because it's a T and an S. I hope it doesn't sound bad, but it's a very simplistic, but it's deceptively complex. Would you say?
I don't know if I'd give myself that much credit.
No, wait. Can you do it real quick?
Sure.
Sorry, I apologize. I've seen it before, but I need to see you do it. See?
It's not like it's actually more like because the top needs to be a bit more straight.
Yeah. See, that's cool.
I haven't done that in a while, so like yeah, so it might be a little sloppy the first couple of times.
Yeah.
I was gonna say whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, what did he do after being called out?
Well, he went on a Twitter bitch fit, obviously. And I like how Thomas, he keeps coming up with, or keeps diagnosing him with more and more like personality disorders, which may or may not be accurate. Like he's saying, like you'll see a bunch of, if you go to his YouTube channel, and you'll see a bunch of titles we officially diagnose Ethan Van Sciver with autism. We officially diagnose EVS with borderline personality disorder. Or, it keeps escalating from there.
The Sigmund Freud roulette table or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you'll see him just try to be somebody's friend, and then a couple days later just completely snap at them for something that he's probably taken completely out of context.
Yeah.
There's this one screenshot of him DMing some guy on Facebook saying, I love you, man. I want you to know that I love you, and it's trying to get in on his good side or maybe into his pants. Who knows, really?
And the next message, what is it fuck you, you're fucking fuck. I would assume these people are smart enough to create complex insults sometimes.
Yeah. See what I want to but before I get off of this topic, because I can't do that fast enough. Inevitably Doomed wasn't able to raise enough money. I feel bad about that because I'm gonna take a minute to criticize Thomas here because I don't do that enough. I know I keep singing his praises constantly, so that makes me seem like I'm always trying to suck his dick. So in this case, I want to sort of provide some straight-laced criticism to alleviate that. But he didn't seem like he was pushing it far enough or hard enough. He's not very good at advertising himself. When he was first announcing the Indiegogo campaign, it was just a video of him playing Warframe and basically saying, "Hey, we're doing this, so check it out." And I don't think he was that serious about getting it funded in the first place. Which, if that's the case, then that's fine. But if he was serious about it, then I would like to see him push it a bit harder. I guess it's not, he doesn't have that much experience with it. I was kind of doing him a favor with handing out the cards at Ohio or Neo Comic Con, but that's on me. I'm not I was just I don't want to say I'm doing him a favor. It's he doesn't owe me anything.
It's a good deed.
Yeah, I just wanted to help him out. I really wanted to see it succeed. It's more just me, I really wanted him to succeed. I really wanted to see this comic made. If I didn't have any projects I was working on right now, I would do that for free. But
could I say my quick words? Mm-hmm. It's a shame that it didn't get published, but maybe if this was something you're super serious about, this could be a pretty good example to learn from. Mm-hmm. That's me trying to be the positive, but Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, it didn't sound like he wanted it. Like, it didn't seem like he expected it to take off anyway. He's just like right now he's gathering like some followers here and there, which in time he may or may not seek to lose intentionally. But yeah, I'm really happy for him because I've been following him for a while.
Excuse me. I'm choking on my gamer fuel over here.
Yeah. Speaking of comics, I heard that J.J. Abrams' Spider-Man comic got released.
Oh.
The one that he did with his son.
Oh, was it good?
I heard it was decent from what little I've heard, but I saw this video from this channel on YouTube.
I'm fine.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Clownfish TV. They like do comic reviews or retrospectives or news. And they're saying like how like with this new J.J. Abrams Spider-Man book, it might actually be the harbinger of a new comics crash. Which like it's gonna. They're saying it might start a new speculator market where it's like, oh, we have this Hollywood guy doing comics now. Let's get more Hollywood comics guys to do comics that aren't going to sell because they're shitty comics.
And then we get like Guillermo del Toro to do one good comic and disappear.
Yeah, but the thing is, there aren't enough good comics to justify doing that. I don't see enough good comics being a thing to.
Name 5 writers who haven't directed a Marvel movie, who would be able to do a good comic. I see Guillermo.
Maybe the Russo brothers.
Yeah. The Guns, probably James Gunn. There's 3. And
I think that like the bigger problem is like the issue 1s because like that's a sign of like speculator doom is a more appropriate description because like that's gonna make people like saying, oh, I want to buy this issue 1 that's going to be worth something someday.
Oh no!
And it's like you go even further downhill.
What was that Harlan Ellison quote?
The what?
The Harlan Ellison quote?
Oh yeah, my God, you're gullible. Don't you ever learn?
Pretty much. His words live on through the current comic media.
Yeah. It's weird to think, like, it's hard to imagine the comics industry falling farther than it already is at this point. But when you think about it, it has just been stagnating since, like, 2011.
My sort of motto of things, you can think they can only fail so much, and then they will surprise you with how much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, but, you know, money talks, and, like, Marvel has an opportunity right now to either sink or swim. Either they cut their losses with comics altogether, or just focus on the movies, which may or may not like start to dip in quality depending on like your outlook on what they've been announcing.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're seeing the giants shudder and tremble.
Like when I think about Marvel, like the state of comics with Marvel and DC, I think about a quote from Lord of the Rings about what Gandalf talking about when the One Ring being destroyed, saying, their fall will be so great that none can ever see them rising to power again. They will forever be a shadow of their former selves, a spirit gnawing at themselves in the shadows forever and ever. And they shall never, they've lost the thing that's made them great to begin with, and something like that. I've just read that quote over and over, but it makes me want to actually read the Lord of the Rings now.
God, I would listen to the audiobook. Get a good audiobook. Do you know who I would like to do an audiobook of Lord of the Rings? Danny fucking DeVito. Honestly. But you let him ad-lib a little. You let him play with the word and then a motherfucker named Morgoth showed up or whatever.
Yeah. You know what? What would be cool if he hasn't already? What? It would be neat if he did the audiobook for Matilda.
I was about to say Matilda.
Yeah.
Fuck. I love Danny DeVito. He's actually a very charming person.
I haven't seen Matilda in a while. I should go read it.
Actually, this is the thing. I've only seen clips of Matilda.
I think I've only seen the second half of Matilda, actually. So
it's basically a prequel to Carrie.
I mean, it's the good timeline version of Carrie.
Yeah, and also, hypothetically, it could be a prequel to one of the Jason movies because they have a fucking psychic girl fight her. But I think her last name's Higgins, so maybe she got a new stepdad and some shit happened or whatever.
Or the big plot twist, the biggest plot twist of them all, of course.
What?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Is that it takes place in the Earthbound universe.
Oh fuck!
And she's Ness's mother, and Ness being Sans. And now it all ties.
Now
to the
imagine that explains the taxi. The taxi's scary.
No, are you thinking of Christine? Or no,
Carrie's where she possesses a car to kill people.
Oh, okay. Like I thought you were talking about. Never mind.
There's too many evil car movies.
Yeah.
You got Christine, you got Carrie, you got Pixar's The Cars too.
I remember there was a sitcom on Fox called The Pits, which was like this family that, like a bunch of like this weird, like sometimes paranormal, sometimes just like bizarre stuff happens to them. Mm-hmm. And it's like framed like a sitcom, but there was like a bunch of these like weird episodes, like the oldest daughter gets like a pipe like lodged through her head.
Oh.
And like she has to like sort of adjust to living with a pipe in her head. And but like there was this one episode that was the oldest son, he buys a car and it turns out to be haunted or something.
Oh, they did that evil. I misrecognized and watched the Evil Dead show season 2. By the way, this is a random thing I just wanted to put down for posterity. I had the best, dumbest idea for a kill in a movie. The guy gets like a tuba or a trombone shoved into his neck, and the guy starts playing it with the guy's gasps or screams.
All right, back to comics.
Oh,
because
yeah.
there were some notes that I skipped. The way do you think the future of the comics industry is going to be?
It's going to be nebulous as fuck right now.
Nebulous how?
We don't know. We're gonna get. I hope we get an age of independent publishers crawling up, feasting on the corpses of Marvel.
Well, yeah, that's how I see it. It's either going to be a ton of new up and comers, independent, not even independent studios, but just like individual people. Because like from like the market right now is when you can just publish, you can just have one person publish online.
It changes the medium.
Yeah, everything can be webcomics from now on.
That would be cool, and plus they can even make physical copies.
Yeah, and like if they're successful, yeah, you can release physical. Like you can release physical comics for really, really cheap. There's like when I was at NeoCon, one of the stands was giving out copies for like $1. That like you can print them for like 30 cents a pop, or I think it's maybe
like
$2.
Paper, like paperbacks.
Yeah, like paper, like kind of like newsprints is the texture of the paper. So it's a lower quality paper, but if you want to print in bulk, then that's the way to go.
I'm not gonna lie, I would make like a super like special edition of mine that's like fucking hardback. I like it. You could put it on your favorite book right next to Fatal and I don't know. Just like I was trying to make a joke, but I realized the joke's been obtuse. Fatal's the RPG game that is 977 pages long that includes rolls for anal circumference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we talked about that before on here.
Yeah, I also forgot to mention there's an item called, quote, the Cloak of Jewy Chewbacca. Guess what it does?
What?
It turns you into a racial stereotype.
I was watching this. I found this YouTube channel where they make they sort of rip on current YouTubers like the Red Pill sphere or whatever, Vox Day, Owen Benjamin. They just sort of take the piss from them. And there's this one series that they did called Barcelona Boomers. so it focuses on this this elderly couple living out their years in Spain and just indulging in cuisine every day, just living this horrible vacuous existence, leeching off of wasting their inheritance money on for their kids, and it's just and the narrator is this they have the British radio or British
narrator.
It's like a computer voice, and it's it's very cringe, that kind of stuff.
Oh, I kind of need to look this up now.
It's that's right, sir. Yeah, there's this guy the guy's just eating ribs and is that's right, stuff your fat fucking face. It's
I love that computer voice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, it's hard to describe for me because I'm not that familiar with these people, but it was really funny as some really funny editing and jokes thrown in there.
It had a sense of humor.
Yeah, it's the name of the channel is I actually forget, but
Barcelona. I almost said Barcelona Bloomers.
Yep, no, that's the sequel series coming in 20 years from now. But I think it's called like I keep wanting to say The Far Side, but that's not what it is. But yeah, like the series is Barcelona Boomers. I'll link to their channel in the script. I already linked to their channel in the episode 52 that I uploaded today. So which is I used like Reaction FLV. They clipped like a 2-second part, the part where they say very cringe. So
Very cringe.
So it's like I stole from them who stole from the other guys. So
You know what I think my favorite don't you like it when you're watching a YouTuber and there's just a moment that you can like it's like that false connection? Mm-hmm. I'm listening to them and this is really off top, but I just thought about it, is that they're doing Mad Libs with horror titles and mm-hmm. plots. And they go a unit of time and the guy goes Fortnite. Not that Fortnite. No, not the game is what he said.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, do you hear anybody talk about Fortnite on the regular?
Above the age of 14, no.
Okay. So, like, 12-year-olds still play it?
Yeah, there's a couple that still play it here.
I see more of them playing Roblox than I see them playing Fortnite.
Once in a while, the older ones, like, the older guys, there's like 2 of them prefer Fortnite, but the Roblox is more common. Mm-hmm. Roblox versus Minecraft, the ultimate battle.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Minecraft is superior.
Yes.
Objectively.
You can't have a force of good without a force of equal evil.
I guess Roblox is more customizable from what I've seen, but...
You can make money off Roblox.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking, like... I knew a person who ran an erotic roleplay Roblox, and they got, like, $100 a year off of it.
Oh, wow. Oh, wait, $100 a year?
$100 a year.
Oh,
100.
That's not a lot.
I know, but, like, the fact that they set this up for super cheap, and their job already paid for it, it's a little side cash coming in.
Yeah.
Now what I need to do is set up a dinosaur one.
Erotic dinosaur roleplay.
No, because we had someone do it on my channel, and I had to fucking take him out back and shoot him like fucking Laddie. Wait, does Lassie get shot?
Yeah.
No, what?
No, you're thinking of Old
Yeller. Oh no, I shot the wrong dog. Where's Yeller? And you just cut to the little girl dead or little Timmy's neck is getting ravaged by the rabid Old Yeller. Oh. Ruining classic movies one step at a time.
Speaking about dark movies, Joker's coming out soon.
Oh. Wait, real quick, can I share a mental image I had from Freddy Got Fingered when he's with the deer? Put that a Photoshop Bambi next to him. But yeah, a Joker.
Mm-hmm. I heard that Joaquin Phoenix walked out of an interview when they were asking him about like, do you think that people will like? Do you think that the movie like is going to incite people to commit white terrorism or something? It was something like stupid like that, and he was just like, no, don't ask that. He just walks out of the room.
Just a loaded question like that.
Yeah, like really, really loaded, like nakedly, obviously loaded.
Yeah, if that. Man, you know,
Joaquin Phoenix, he's like basically a hermit. He has no social media. He rarely does interviews, and now I can see why.
He lives out in the mountain where you know.
Yeah, lives out there with the voice actor for Dante.
And somewhere out there, across the hill, there's the fucking guy who plays Snake. Snake.
And David Hayter.
David Hayter, I love David Hayter.
Mm-hmm.
He did the fucking dummy thick meme.
Uh-huh. He was a voice actor recently in Bloodstained.
What?
Yeah.
I have to play that now because I have made a promise that I will play every game he's in.
Yeah.
You know what I would want David Hayter in? I want David Hayter to do a character in like fucking Mortal Kombat or something like that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Joker.
Yeah, so am I.
I've been hearing good things about it.
I've been keeping my ears off with it.
Okay. It premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. Cannes. Is it? I don't know if it's Cannes or Cannes. Like I'm just gonna say Cannes.
I always heard Cannes.
Yeah, and it got like a standing ovation. I think YMS, Your Movie Sucks, gave it a 7 out of 10, so that's pretty high praise from him.
Yeah, and you know, it's weird that it shows at Cannes. Do they show like Marvel movies there? You think?
No.
fucking Thanos.
I want to say they might have shown Infinity War or Endgame there, but I don't think that's right.
Yeah, it's too fucking high studio for cams.
Yeah. Or it's not highbrow enough.
As you'll see, that little red balloon that floats through the air represents the sadness of the author.
Yeah, 0 out of 10. No crying clown flipping a pancake in black and white.
God, I want that guy. I kind of.
You know what that's from, right?
What?
It's from Family Guy.
Oh God.
From like the second season.
I haven't seen Family Guy in so long.
Oh, the first 3 seasons are so great.
You know what sucks? I can't see a Family Guy cutaway game without thinking of the Leroy Jenkins one.
Mm-hmm.
The longest, most drawn out, butchered fuck of a joke. And you know why it sucks? Young people who know who Leroy Jenkins is don't fucking watch Family Guy anymore.
Yeah, they're like in their 20s now.
Yeah. And now imagine some little grandma lady watching it. Like, hey, what the fuck's this? That looks like that mobile game that you see online. Them kids and their smartphones.
Like, if they made another Family Guy video game, like, how would you want it to be?
I want it to be like Streets of Rage. Just a fucking, make it like, or I don't know.
I'd go a step further and say Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Like, make it like Simpsons Hit and Run, except, I don't know. I think just make it exactly like Simpsons Hit and Run, except with better writing, maybe.
It can only be done by people who worked on it in the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, better writing than, like, Family Guy current. I don't, like, Simpsons Hit and Run had pretty good writing, so.
You know what I would want if you had to turn something into a game? I want a fucking Gendy Tartakovsky.
Gendy Tartakovsky, yeah.
I want him to have a fucking Primal video game.
Yeah, I think there was a Samurai Jack video game, but it wasn't very good.
Just picture a Primal game, and oh no, it's cutting into my Far Cry. No one cares about Far Cry Primal, not even I do. Even though the fact it's a pretty cool language, but just fucking imagine the game. It'd be like God of War, but like the more vicious you beat the enemy, it has like, I would say like dynamic executions. The more vicious you attack them would affect how vicious he kills them.
Oh yeah.
God, that fucking caveman's awesome.
Yeah. Like, people were pointing out that he has very similar design to the caveman in that one episode of Dexter's Lab.
Oh my God, it's the same plot twist. I wonder if he'll actually have him freeze in water at the end.
That would be funny. I actually saw a clip from a Dexter's Lab episode, and, like, this is going back a while, but, like, it's the dodgeball episode where Dexter's handing in his excuse from Jim to the coach, and, like, the coach is like, what is this crap? Before he rips it. But I think, like, they actually edited that for, like, after it aired, so where he just says, what is this? And because, like, I don't remember him saying crap in the original. Like, back then, like, crap was basically the S word for kids shows.
Oh, I remember when they...
By S word, I mean shit.
I remember when, like, what's that show? The regular show, and they said, that pisses me off.
Did they really?
Yeah, in the first fucking episode.
Huh.
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. Like that in Steven Universe, they used sucks, which, like, that was also, like, considered a swear word when I was growing up.
Imagine you go 100 years in the future and you turn on Cartoon Network, and during the new gay bait film, they have a line.
Like the fifth reboot of the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, and like they have Buttercup go, this fucking sucks cock.
Yeah. I just want to punch a kike in the mouth. Whoa! When what happened when I was gone?
God. And the Wolfenstein universe actually happened. You enter, like, the timeline where like someone stepped on the Nazi moth, but this one they didn't. You have to watch it from Nazi moth. They climb into your skull and take over your brain.
In this timeline, Jeffrey Epstein didn't commit suicide, and he spilled all the secrets of the cabal.
God, oh my God! Did you see the new JonTron video?
Was that the Goop one?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one yet.
Highly recommend it.
Okay,
but I have this new issue. I've been replaying Skyrim, and I'm listening to him, and I'm playing Skyrim because I'll turn on a thing and listen to it. And I pause Skyrim, and I still hear Skyrim music playing. He uses fucking Skyrim as a backing track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he uses the ambience theme, the one that they like to play during the loading.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking... Like, if I expect... Oh.
Uh-huh.
And I started listening. You can actually... He uses the Wii shopping music theme a couple times, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, a lot of people seem to be using the Wii shop music.
The Wii had good music for an interface.
Yeah.
You don't see the Switch have its own classy theme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that I kind of associate the Wii music with like Flash animation, but it's very clean, it's very crisp, and it's like I think that a lot of Nintendo products have really good audio mixing. So I think that the theme to Mario Odyssey. Yeah, the vocals and everything, like that one. I think like both of the vocal songs, they have like really good audio mixing.
Speaking of that, I'm super fucking excited for Luigi's Mansion 3. Mainly because apparently they have a fucking Godzilla parody boss. You know, Luigi, like, I kind of like Nintendo games. Not gonna fucking lie.
Yeah, I just wish that more of them got made. I think that Shigeru Miyamoto is to blame for that, because he always wants like every single video game made by Nintendo to be a brand new innovation, and that like really slows down the production cycle. Because like,
he's after perfection in a way.
Yeah, that's the reason that there are no F-Zero games in the cycle. There's no ideas for like how to innovate, like the next step in innovation for that.
Man. Oh, by the way, you know what I fucking noticed? I have to call out Poketubers, as retarded as they may be.
I mean, they sound retarded.
Yeah, Pokemon YouTubers.
Yeah.
Here's what the fucking issue is. They don't get all their Pokemon. They're like, hey, we all look at Game Freak, the masters of cutting work. They fucking dogpile. Oh, sorry. Oops.
Are you gonna stay here? We're recording right now.
Oh, we're recording right now, Joyce.
God damn it. Well, let's just Wait, speaking of Pokemon, I was at the Midway Mall, and this guy sat down next to me. Cause I go to the Midway Mall to draw, sketch a little bit. This guy was selling Pokemon cards. Like he had this old box, and he was like, "Hey, do you like Pokemon?" And I'm like, "Not really." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll move on." It's like really weird, like because that's just like the second time somebody's tried to sell something to me at the Midway Mall, like just some like random bootlegger, and like the first time it was like this guy selling cell phone chargers or something.
Hey, bro, yeah, I got these cell phone chargers. Okay, yeah, don't ask how, don't ask why. You might lose a kidney and you.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to buy an iPhone X? Yeah, I can't unlock it for you. That's part of the game with the new one. Hey, do you want to talk, hop into the creative process?
Oh, yeah. I've actually been doing a lot of creative stuff lately. I just recently put out some character age charts for the main 4 characters of the comic, as of right now. So 2 weeks from now when this airs, or like a week from now, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll probably have a lot more done. I want to do more one-shot comics, because I'm thinking I'm gonna build up to the long-form story stuff. So I have a plan right now.
You gotta stick to a plan, but you gotta be flexible with the plan.
Yeah.
Be like a spinal cord.
Yeah.
The spine is stiff, but can be broken, but can be put back together.
Yeah, I do feel like there's a creative block that just is finally out of the way now. Because I feel like I can just I'm able to sit down and draw without my brain arguing with itself. If that makes any sense.
A mutual friend of mine suggested lucid dreaming for stuff like that.
I actually have been having a lot of weird dreams lately, so that might be helping.
Can I tell you a true story? Apparently, if you lucid dream, you might have to fight against your brain for a small period of time because your brain doesn't want you awake. Mm-hmm. When I tried fucking lucid dreaming, I fucking got nightmares. I would turn a dream into a nightmare because that's your brain going. Mm-hmm. It's zombified grandmother time.
I've heard that your body thinks that you're dying when you go to sleep. That's what that like jolt is like when like have you ever had that where you're about to fall asleep but then your body just jolts you back to awake.
Oh shit! What's happening?
Yeah.
I don't remember this.
Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Fuck yes. I didn't quite see all of it, but I saw part of it. A little fucking little bastard demon.
So it was a little guy.
All I saw was the arm going over my face. And that fucking shit, I jumped up and I'm not sure if I closed my eyes or opened them again, but I was looking for a little fucking black monster. It was black and smoke is what it looked like to me, just black smoke. That's what my little man looks like.
Yeah, I've never had sleep paralysis actually, or I don't think I've ever had it where I could actually see like something.
It was for a flick of the eye, just Tell you, I used to sleep with my head at the foot of a bed. Had sleep paralysis there. Ain't fucking bowling with that shit anymore. How many is the word bowling right? Or bowl or whatever. If you notice, I'm like grandpa. I hear a word and I use it till I find out it's either outdated or offensive.
How's your creative process going?
Pretty good. I've been trying to lay out basic character designs. I decided to go for a simplistic style. Hopefully not too simplistic. I decide when I'm doing the characters, I want to give each of them a shaped motif almost. Is like the character Hugo, who is a manager at Dunwall department store, is almost inhumanly big. His arms are probably, I'm playing with his arm is either as wide as one of the other characters' heads or even their chests possibly. Just huge hulking guy, a lot of rounded shapes on him, though his internal shapes will have a lot of edges, if that makes sense. While Augustina Rose will be very sharp with lots of, just like wild hair, ruffled collar, whatever. And Hugo will be swirly shapes, or just curved shapes. But less spherical curved shapes.
Yeah.
I also decided that every character gets a weapon that reflects their personality. Sword, big and unflexible, but steel. Rope, whip, it can hit you in the face if you're not looking. Dagger, he sucks.
Yeah, like I'm gonna start focusing on like smaller like 4 or 5 panel comics. I know that one problem that I've had when I'm scripting my comics is that I'll notice that I tend to go through like small, minute like motions and transitions. I think Scott McCloud actually does describe that, and then his book Understanding Comics as like moment to moment like panels, because there's like 5 categories for. I want to see if I can remember them, if I can list them off correctly. There's moment to moment, so that's like a eye opening and closing. There's action to action, which is like throwing a punch.
And the guy goes back.
Yeah. Scene to scene, which is I guess self-explanatory. Or maybe that's number 4, whatever. But like somewhere, like I think in the last one is non sequitur, where it's like just random images back to back.
What do you call an establishing shot? Really, a thing in panels? Like,
yeah. You think about storyboards, think about movies, and how, like, one thing is to keep in mind is to think of character movements in comics as keyframes. If you're into animation, where each action is sort of a like the beginning of an action or the end of an action.
Yeah,
it's it's a little bit complicated if you like start getting into like the real nuances of it. For me, it's pretty easy to understand though.
I had the idea with Dunwall's. I wanted to play with panels. Like one idea I had was in one story, like when there's a leak, which is when reality's barfing up monsters on you. That like one panel will be weird, and that's where the leak's happening. So you would get like weird outline, color will be wildly different, maybe even different art style if I'm feeling brave.
Yeah. I noticed that American comics play with the panels and the layout more than manga. Manga's very straightforward.
Oh, it's very strict. Yeah, you can tell I'm American art. Yeah, I want to have this fucking anime battle in the middle of my Walmart. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully American comics. I mean, like if you're looking to just web comics, like American creators, there's plenty to choose from there. I think that when we say like comics suck, American comics are terrible. We're talking about the industry. We're not talking about like individual creators who are able to do like really good comics.
Like, I mean,
Like there are some individual creators who are really shitty, but they're not part of the industry.
like there's the dude who made My Manga Academia. I may not agree with his politics completely. It's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, Timothy Lim is a powerhouse. I think he just released his Bunny comic, which is Black Hops.
Do you know what I want him to do? I want him to do like one of the Magadamia, but it's a fucking Godzilla parody.
Oh yeah.
Just like Godzilla walks over and he's got like the Donald Trump chin or something. Or no, what he does. Or the super American dinosaur, he shoots out the American flag from his mouth.
Oh yeah.
All of his dorsal plates look like eagle fin or wings.
Before we end this episode, I wanted to read this post from the TV board on 4chan.
Oh, most certainly.
Because this actually just got brought up not too long ago on the Shitty Web Comics Discord. But yeah, I remember reading this a while ago, and I need to refresh Google Drive. Who knows? This might not actually show up right away. Anything else you want to talk about while I'm trying to figure this one out?
I have a new hobby on Reddit. I go to Insane People Facebook. Yeah, oh my god, there was someone trying to give her cat a piercing.
Huh. Ugh.
I honestly hope that person gets her all eyes clawed out in their sleep.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. It's about you're familiar with Sherlock, the TV show? TV series. But they ask the question, so apart from the Tumblr fan base, why doesn't TV like this show? And this one legend replies as the following: because it has smart characters written stupidly. Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. Are you familiar with old?
Yeah.
He's a smartly written, smart character. When Chigurh kills a hotel room full of 3 people, he books the room next door so he can examine it, finding which walls he can shoot through, where the light switch is, what sort of cover is there, etc. There's a small thing. This is a smart thing to do because Chigurh is a smart person who is written by another smart person who understands how smart people think. Were Sherlock Holmes to kill a hotel room full of 3 people, he'd enter using a secret door in the hotel that he read about in a book 10 years ago. He'd throw peanuts at one guy, causing him to go into anaphylactic shock, as he had deduced from a dartboard with a picture of George Washington Carver on it, pinned to the wall, that the man had a severe peanut allergy. The second man would then kill himself, just according to plan, as Sherlock had earlier deduced that him and the first man were homosexual lovers who couldn't live without each other due to a faint scent of peanuts on each man's breath and a slight dilation of their pupils whenever they looked at each other. As for the third man, why, Sherlock doesn't kill him at all. The third man removes his sunglasses and wig to reveal he was actually Sherlock the whole entire time. But Sherlock just entered through the secret door and killed 2 people. How can there be 2 of him? The first Sherlock removes his mask to reveal he's actually Moriarty attempting to frame Sherlock for 2 murders. Sherlock, however, anticipated this. The 2 dead men stand up. They're undercover police officers. It was a ruse. But Sherlock, Moriarty cries. That police officer blew his own head off. Look at it. There's skull fragments on the wall. How is he fine now? How did you fake that? Sherlock just winks at the screen. The end. This is retarded because Sherlock is a smart person written by a stupid person to whom smart people are indistinguishable from wizards.
Can you please send that to me?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I have a friend who like, Sherlock, and I have to fucking torture them with that.
Yeah.
If they're allowed to make fun of me for like in Jurassic World, I have to fucking pull that on them.
I mean, yeah, like Jurassic World, at least that knows what it is.
Yeah, it has no pretense about being smart. It's a movie that may as well be called fucking dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. You ever watched No Country for Old Men?
Once when I was young.
Okay, I would do that again. It's on, I think it's on Netflix.
Isn't it? I wanted to watch it. I want to think about Smokes when I watch it. Because I know about the main character being a very violent person, but a smart violent person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's the name of the actor who plays him? Something like I can't remember. Frederick. No, that's not. Whatever. Like, he does a really good performance. Whatever his name is.
I want to look it up. It's probably on Netflix.
Yeah, there's a bunch of movies, a bunch of really good movies that I've mean to watch. I know that one of the members on the Shitty Webcomics Discord, he was talking about how a lot of his friends are into anime, and they don't watch they don't watch American movies. They don't like expand their horizons, and that leads to them being like really sheltered intellectually or otherwise.
I admit I'm sort of like that when it comes to sci-fi stuff. A friend of mine said, "Hey, you want to go watch a movie called The Green Book?" And I said, "I don't have anything to do this evening." Sure. And The Green Book, if you're not familiar, is about a black pianist and a mobster, and they go on a wild adventure through the South during segregation times. And then you find out he's a black gay pianist. And he's smarter than half the people he meets.
I keep like whenever I hear the Green Book, I always keep confusing that with Green Room.
Oh, those are two wildly different movies.
Yeah,
there is no skinhead. Oh, well, there might be a few guys who become skinheads in Green Book.
And Patrick Stewart, he meets Patrick Stewart and just starts calling him the N-word.
God, I hate seeing Patrick Stewart like that because Patrick Stewart is Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah. I liked Mike from Red Letter Media, his explanation that this is like a mirror universe in Star Trek.
Yes. Where like mankind didn't make the big leap and they're still fucking cavemen.
Anything else you want to talk? Oh, did we bring up the Drill book?
No.
Yeah, we were talking about this before we started, but I was happy to see that Drill's Mr. 10 Years book was on the shelf here at the library. So I'm definitely gonna check this out. And I mean, it's it's nothing that you wouldn't be able to find on Twitter. Maybe like you might have to do like digging for the really old tweets, but it's all like 10 years worth of Drill's tweets are collected here in this book. You probably know who Drill is if you're listening to this.
I didn't because I'm a fucking caveman.
Yeah, but he's a Twitter shitposter who's been active on Twitter since 2008. And for his 10th anniversary, he worked with, I think it was the owner of the Horse eBooks shitposting Twitter. He teamed up with him to get this published. But he's also included a bunch of his illustrations. This has been out for like a year, so it's basically old news at this point. But I was familiar with his cartoons like well before this was released, because he has a YouTube channel. His animated short Cowboy is like one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I have a question. Does he look like how he shitposts?
Nobody's ever seen him.
Oh no, I mean, does he sound like how he shitposts? If you hear his voice,
I think he voices the sheriff character in that. Yeah. No, he voices both the sheriff and Cowboy, and like he actually does sounds like that. Cool. But it's weird because like currently, I think he just turned 30. So like when he started this, he was like younger than I am.
Makes you feel weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he has this like really rough voice like this.
He's got what my grandmother used to, or she calls it like they swallowed a toad when they talk like that.
Like, what's that? Cowboy? Say no more. Like,
God.
It's weird.
Oh, that's a phone.
That's the other person's phone.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. I think we are about to wrap up now. Anything else you want to talk about before we end?
Just one last thing. Jenny Tarskowski is my I kind of like gore when it's done right. Fucking Primal. It's a fucking man was getting his eye punched out.
Yeah, watch it now, because like by the time this episode airs, it'll probably be the day before or a couple of days after it's released.
And there's gonna be some like PETA controversy. Oh my god, there's an animal getting his head ripped off on the animal.
This is gonna be like the incident where like people were like yelling at Steven Spielberg for killing the last Triceratops.
Did you fucking know that PETA tried saying shearing sheep is bad for them? What the fuck?
Yeah, I saw the post where they were giving their rebuttal and they showed the giant sheep, the Shrek sheep. Yeah. Like how it was actually smiling after it was done.
Sheep are very amazing emotional animals. You wouldn't believe it, but a lot of farm animals tend to be emotionally intelligent. Like cows can create very deep emotional bonds. Have you seen a video of a guy who plays music to attract the cows?
Yeah.
That's what happens when a bard and a druid have a child. If you play Lord, if no cows show up, eventually some fat white women show up. And that is my joke of the episode.
Yes, on that note, I have been Tony.
I've been Zach.
And this has been The Monkey Bar.
It don't matter. None of this matters.